Good evening. This is day 4 of our cooking trip, camping trip with cooking. And today we're going to do a paella, or paella, what is probably pronounced. So it's a little bit like a risotto, which means we need warm, I brought chicken broth, that's what it calls for. So what I'm doing is taking my favorite tool, and I'm just heating up some chicken broth that we're gonna use later, so that it's warm. Although it's almost warm already because it's a 100-degree day here, so we have 100-degree chicken broth. All right, there we go. And I'm just gonna chop a little garlic and lemon juice into the whole thing. So just mash it up, chop it up, just so this gets a little bit flavor up front. Maybe a little bit of lemon juice. There we go. So we have one cutting board, so I'm gonna do the fresh ingredients first and then the ingredients that are potentially contaminated, like chicken. So you don't want to do it the other way around. Although in this case we're cooking everything, so you could do it pretty much any order you want as long as you cook it thoroughly. So for me, I'm just gonna start off with, we have some bell peppers left, so we're gonna use those. Thin slices. And then I'm just gonna go crosswise. So the next thing we need is some tomatoes. We've got 2 left, so 2 it is. Tomatoes all chopped. Then we'll need some, next step is some parsley, some garlic, and I have some scallions left over, so we're gonna just put some scallions in. Recipe doesn't call for that either, but it's nice and green and tastes good, so doesn't hurt. Then who said we can't make our own recipes? There we go. Green onions, parsley. Oh yeah, it's almost boiling. So we just want that at a simmer, and we're just gonna keep it there. So I'm probably just gonna turn it off, and it's pretty warm here, so it should stay pretty hot. The point is that you don't cool the rice down while you're cooking it, the same as with a risotto, because then you don't get that like nice and creamy texture you want to have. I think we can add some more, huh? There's no such thing as as too much garlic. Very nice. Now we're going on to the meaty parts. So this means I won't be cutting any more vegetables on that board, unless we wash it, of course. This is actually chicken thigh, because, well, thigh tastes better, it has more fat, it's dark meat, and it's not bone dry as chicken breast. Plus, it's a lot cheaper. Better for less is always, I'm always going for that. And then we're just gonna, make pieces out of it. Just chop it up into, bite-sized pieces, fork ready, whatever you want to call it. Something around like this. So there's some chicken. And now for the secret ingredient. Well, it's not a secret ingredient. Chorizo sausage gives it a nice, good flavor. You can use that sausage for pretty much everything. Wherever you want nice flavor, this is the sausage to go to. So we omitted all the seafood in our paella because seafood just doesn't do well in a cooler. So you don't want to mess with that. Okay. So I think we do a short cut. I wash my hands and then we'll see each other over at the fire pit. We've got a good fire pit guy here, you know, he's also handling the camera. So from that, did a great job on the fire. It's nice and hot. So we're just preheating the pan so that we get a good sear on the chicken once we toss that in, which we should in a second. It's not hot enough. Fire guy, it's not hot enough. We got it to a nice sizzle here. And then you check it out. So normally you would always pull all this out and saute everything separately, but when you're on a campfire you don't really have that many pots and pans. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do everything in one pot. So there you go. See how nice and colorful that looks? So we're gonna saute that for, a few minutes maybe, just to soften things a little. And then we're gonna add the rice and some of the broth. And then we're just gonna let it cook. That's how it works. Okay, time to put in some rice, and the most important thing, traditionally you will use saffron. Saffron is very expensive. If you find Mexican saffron, use that. Otherwise, I have a little bit of ground turmeric here, and turmeric works just fine. And is a lot cheaper. So let's get over here and put some rice in. So rice tends to swell up a lot, so this should be plenty. Add some of that broth, so that everything is pretty much covered in liquid. So we're doing a little stirring here. This is looking pretty good. Maybe a little more. All right, so now we just wait for this to cook. And hold on, first thing, we need to add the turmeric. Don't forget that. You can always add salt, but this needs to go in early. It adds this classic nice flavor and nice color. All right, that will do for now. I'll see you in 10 minutes. So yes, this is coming around. When you see the dish, lots of the liquid have been either absorbed by the rice or cooked off, so we need to add some more liquid to it. So you just want to have this slightly covered, pretty much the same you do a risotto. So go in small batches, see what it looks like. Still a little bit more. Whoa, this fire is hot. A tad bit. There we go. Yeah, this is looking good for the next few minutes. And then we're probably gonna have to add some more liquid. All right. Time for a final little seasoning. And then we are all ready. That's a little salt. But let me grab and then here we have our trusty crushed red peppers. Add a little spice to it. And in the meantime, while you weren't watching, we added a little bit of liquid, maybe 4 times, just so we get this little sizzle going. And now look at this. I think we're good and ready to eat. This is exactly the consistency you want to see. So go grab your plates, move up a chair, get a glass of wine and eat.